right, welcome to Touch Gray Matter. I'm your host, Dave Sokolowski. As always, I'm with Barry 3D Carter and Thomas Shreese, who's
somewhere in this house.
And our very special guest for the next couple of shows here, Mr. Marc Trinidad.
Woo! Woo!
Hello, people. Hello.
And if you have a chance, switch off of our show for a second. Go find Marc Trinidad on YouTube. Marc Trinidad, I don't know shit.
Yes.
And Marc Trinidad Comedy Horde House.
Yes. Yeah.
Horde.
The Haha Horde.
E.
There's an E in it. Yeah, there's a Horde House. Yeah, I'll just quickly get out of the way. The Haha Horde House, I talk to comedians about their origin stories because I'm a big comic book fan, so I like origin stories. So I talk to comedians about that. And then with the other one, the Marc Trinidad, I don't know shit. It's accurate. I don't know shit. So I talk to people that know shit, and they teach me their shit so that I could talk more shit.
That's awesome.
That's a lot of shit.
A lot of shit involved.
Wow.
No, I'm humble because listen, you don't get to be knowledgeable in everything, right? So I just want to talk to people that do things that I don't know anything about so that I can have a much more educated approach and I can have educated conversations with people that do that kind of stuff. So I don't appear to be a Republican.
Wow. That's always important, especially right now.
Woo! So then I suppose you want me to wear a mask and talk to black people in the street and not stand on nobody's necks. And then next you're gonna want me to actually not like make love to my cousin Betty Lou.
Listen, here's the question I'm gonna ask you. When was the last time you had a bunch of white people being comfortable around black people with masks on?
Well, there is Dave.
Or vice versa.
There is Dave because he's not afraid of anybody.
Let's see. Every fucking week,
I got no problem.
Mind you, we are also doing this over Zoom, and it's not like I'm having you over to my place, so it doesn't really matter.
No. We know your property value might go down.
I'm in Oakville, dude. Honestly.
Exactly. You can't have black people over in Oakville.
People will start fucking talking. The neighbors will be like, what the fuck is going on? There's 3 of them.
Dude,
my God.
Dude. Okay.
Call the cops, please. Call the cops, Jesus.
Sidebar, true story. Me living in Mississauga, talking with my neighbor who happens to be from Trinidad. He had his Jamaican friend over and his Brazilian girlfriend. We just talking. All of a sudden we come outside because the Jamaican had to leave and there's 2 squad cars outside walking towards our driveway. And we're like, whoa, this is not a good scenario. Let the Brazilian and me walk towards the police. They hung back because they were a little darker. Right. And then the cop said we had a noise complaint. The neighbors said that somebody was having a fight. And it was us talking about rum and which island had the better rum, right? And they called the cops on us because Caribbean people, when we have a conversation, we always climb on top of the other. No.
Let me tell you.
No.
We talk hard, as they say.
Story, guy.
We talk hard, as they say.
Yeah.
When it comes to, see who have the best rum, Dominoes.
Dominoes is aggressive.
No.
You need strong tables for Dominoes.
First of all,
I know growing up, when my parents, we'd have family over around Christmas time and all that, right? My dad would pull out this little red table with the 4 legs and stuff like that, get the Dominoes.
Fold it out,
exactly. Get the folding chairs. People waiting their turn. My job, my one responsibility at this table was to hold the Elmer's white glue. Because every time you hear 6 love, oh man, it's split in 2. Barry, get the glue. Glue it together. All right, put the domino back. All right, wait your turn. And then someone else,
glue and clamp.
But you always notice.
Barry, get the glue.
You always notice the guy who had the losing hand always had to stand up at the end and slam his dominoes the hardest on the table because he didn't want nobody to know he had a losing hand. So you had to come from all the way back in and slam, bam, and then look at everybody in the face.
There's two different kind of slam in the game of dominoes. There's the happy slam,
yes,
and the upset slam, right? Because there's an upset man that vex he lost that would slam down the dominoes on the table. This is bullshit, right? Vex, boom, bam, right? Scott, right? They'd slam it down, then vex. But it's the happy man, and you could tell the difference between the happy slam and the upset slam, because the happy slam always had a pause in it. Because the guy would have his last domino and he would draw back and he would lean forward, watch you in your eye, and you say, "You see me?" Bam! And that was the pause that you knew he's happy. You needed the pause to say he's happy.
Yes.
Oh, man. Oh. And do not touch, when they're mixing the dominoes, don't touch the dominoes.
Yeah, but
No. As a child, I made that one mistake and went to reach and said, "Daddy, what's that?" Watch my Uncle Victor. You want to lose your fingers?
Yeah, that's standard.
You want to lose your fingers?
Yeah. Especially when you were a child. That's standard. Sorry, Dave. This was a Caribbean people thing. You could jump in.
No. By all means, like, go ahead. I don't need to be here, to be honest. I can go have a smoke. But now I do have a question. Who does have the best rum?
St. Lucian's.
Oh!
See how you started? You just sneak in. You can say any island. What's the best rum? Grenada. Oh yeah! Can't talk about Jesus! And you have to open your hands like so, and open your eyes real wide. Oh yeah! Can't talk about, like you're about to have a corner. You mother's come
Okay. That when you do the editing, pull the volume down on that part right there, because that was loud, and headphones. No, just like anything else, art is in the eye of the beholder, right? So the different types of rums, people have different palates, they have different desires. People like the spiced rum, some people like the liqueur rum, some people like the aged rum. So it's all dependent on if you have good taste or not. And if you have good taste, Trinidad by far. Anyhow, so that was that's a little plug.
Mark is like,
come on,
man. Mark is like a boxer. He's just jab. He's waiting, jab. You lean for bam.
What? Sorry.
Well, that's all the UFC's been watching.
Oh,
dude, wasn't this card the greatest?
Did you see the knockouts?
Which one?
Let me tell you something.
Which
Okay,
one?
first of all, I'm gonna say Usman and the guy, Jorge Masvidal. I was waiting for that. It was a good fight. I'm not taking that away from it. It was a good fight. Usman won that hands down. But then there's that little girl, Jara, whatever her name is.
Yes. That left kick.
Okay.
Yeah, that left kick was sweet.
Dave, I can tell you, you could follow along. Don't let Dave fool you. Dave know what we're saying. I see these two girls come to the middle of the ring, so the Chinese girl goes so, the white girl, the little Spanish girl goes so. Then the little Spanish girl punch in her face. The Chinese girl say, "Oh yeah, it's bad." Little beat the shit out of shit. The last round,
she gave her the COVID clap.
Yes.
She gave her the COVID
clap. Let me tell you, the new variant. She gave her the new variant. Knocked she right back in the Shanghai. Yo, dude.
She get the COVID clap.
Look. That was one of them fights.
Card. It was.
But I gotta say, this is one of them fights where you gotta run up to the side of the cage and grab the cage, pull yourself over, and get in there. Go right to the Chinese girl and go. You got knocked the fuck out.
This was a card that everybody got their money's worth.
Yes.
Even though I think it was the fastest card ever, because 4 of the fights was first round.
Yeah,
right.
Done.
And only 1 went to the second.
Dude,
I mean, 2 of the fights were done within, less than 30 seconds.
Did one guy break his leg?
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
Weidman broke his leg. He broke because the guy gave him a good block. He turned his.
Oh no, it's so funny. Listen, I watched that thing about 100 times already, right? Because it was glorious. No, not glorious in that I wanted anybody to get injured. Injuries in the UFC are rare, right? That's why I have to watch it over and over. Sorry. Okay. Chris Weidman, the guy who broke his leg, actually had another fight with Anderson, the Spider Silva, where Anderson hit him with the same low kick that Chris Weidman just tried to hit this guy with, and Anderson broke his leg. So in the history of the UFC, I think there was only 2. And it happened to the 2 guys that both. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? It was wild, but his leg wrapped around the other guy's leg. It was gruesome to watch. But
Mark, the best part is, and it happened to the both of them.
First kick of the fight.
The first kick of the fight, okay? First kick
punch,
of the fight.
Just the one kick.
No, they squared.
Done.
No, they squared off. But then the first kick of the fight, man, the other guy brought his leg up, turned his shit into it, and blocked it.
The technique.
But it's not that. It's not just that. It's when it's a Dave Chappelle moment. Because right there, I could have inserted, it's at this moment Chris Weidman realized he had fucked up.
Yeah.
He kicked, his leg went right around the guy's leg, and watch his face, like...
The answer to that, to those lower calf kicks, is that the person that's being kicked has to turn their shin outwards, right? So that person that throws the kick, his shin is going to hit your shin, right? And both of y'all are going to get hurt, right? Because shin on shin hurts like a bitch because there's no muscle tissue there. So not only did he turn it out to check it properly, but he leaned in. You'll see his knee coming over his toes. He leaned into it proper, and all you heard was a crack.
And we call that the
and then everybody went silent.
Well, I saw the picture, and I was like, the only thing I could think of, the only thing I could possibly relate it to was, and the 2 Montreal guys should get this, Moise Alou coming around second base.
Oh,
that's a baseball reference, isn't it? Yeah. I know nothing about that. Yeah.
Montreal Expos. He turned around second and he stopped to go back. His body went back, but his foot kept going.
Oh,
it was
Lord
gruesome.
The tabernacle from Quebec was audible in Alberta.
Ooh, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. No, but you know what? Though?
I gotta pull that up on YouTube. I gotta see that.
Yeah. No, but you gotta. Okay. And Masvidal fighting Usman. At first, Masvidal came in. He was trying to do some lower leg checks. He was getting stopped. He tried to put on, the 1-2-3s, 1-2-3s, got stopped. But then Usman, it's like somebody said something about his mom. For a split second, you see in his eyes just, and when he threw that punch, Masvidal was like, ha, ha, ha. He goes, ha, ha, and he goes to throw a punch. Usman said, I'm going to stop this fight right now.
Dude, it was attractive because Masvidal, okay, you watching the actual punch. Go back about a second and a half.
Mm-hmm.
About a second and a half earlier, Masvidal was doing what Anderson Silva did to Chris Weidman. He was showboating a little bit, right? So he hung his head out and he looked at him. He's like, ha ha.
Exactly.
Right? And as soon as he did, ha ha, my guy showed him the right and then dropped the left straight down the
pipe.
Bam! Sweat flying in the air like it's Niagara Falls, and he missed. Boosh! And he folded in on the left. I mean, his entire body folded in.
Dude,
like a good Amazon cardboard box.
Pull up. You ever see Wile E. Coyote get hit by a bus?
Yeah, man.
This makes Wile E. Coyote look simple. Because, when this guy got hit, this motherfucker got hit so hard. Bro, this motherfucker got hit so hard, conquistadors in Masvidal's fucking ancestry woke up and said, what the hell was I?
It was.
So,
what did I call her mine?
Listening to this, I just came up with a great idea, and I'd love to see this. Have you ever seen Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yes.
I heard about it. I didn't see it. Sorry.
So
I'm an immigrant.
No, it's okay. I'll explain it to you very quickly.
I didn't grow up with that. I grew up with the Crying Game.
So they take B movies, like really, really shitty B movies, okay? And they play them. And you see the silhouettes of the guys out in the front row.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I see a picture of it, yeah.
They just commentate through the whole thing and just tear it apart.
Oh, so they do like Black Wives.
So I would love to see a group of comics commentate a UFC.
Oh,
Then let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Let's do it.
I'd be in on
Okay.
But we can't show the fight, can we?
After it's done, because it's already been paid for. After it's done, we're not doing anything. We're just like YouTubers going on YouTube after the fight. We should commentate on the fight after.
Yeah, but then we have to make the fight small and us big.
Sure.
Because that's what they do to escape the copyright and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
or they turn on the volume, something like that.
Because you see, I would love to commentate. Who's that girl, Nuna? What she was fighting this Chinese girl. I can't remember her name.
Rose Nama
Namayera. So yo, let me tell you something. This but hang on. This little girl look like she's sweet, eh? Like she go to school and bring an apple for teacher. When she walks up to the ring, though, you see she's walking in the ring. She's like, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best.
Yeah.
She goes all the way up into the ring and she's like, I'm the best. And she's banging her head. The Chinese girl smiling, but yeah. They got in the middle of the ring. She starts doing her little dance. She's doing her little thing. She feeling out the girl, Girl throws a couple kicks. Pep. The commentation I would give to that is, and you see here, Mark, I believe Rose Namajunas is she's a pretty good athlete. Oh my God! Did you see the foot? Jesus Christ! just totally, because you know how those guys go off, right?
Because you look at most fighters and they look like fighters, battle tested.
Yes.
Right. They have physical development. You look at
Cauliflower
Rose,
ear.
and Rose looks like a 12-year-old that should not be there, and then she comes in with some. Technique that is just picture perfect, man.
Wicked.
On the off
COVID
chance that Rose sees this, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged by them not being able to pronounce your last name. I've known these bastards forever. None of them can say my fucking last name, so don't worry about it.
I can say last name, Sokolowski.
Hey.
What's wrong with that? You think maybe because your name is Eastern Bloc, I can't say it? Sokolowski.
Yeah.
It's like you take a Sokolowski. Do without the accent, Sokolowski.
You want your plumbing done, you call Dave Sokolowski. Yeah.
He had to get enough frame character to do it.
No, I want to be at the Russian airport going, Tome Petrist, Sokolowski, come, tell name.
Well, hold on, I gotta ask a question. So I saw like little clips from that UFC fight, right? So is it true when that guy got his leg broken, he didn't want to stop the fight? He wanted to keep the fight going?
No, okay. So a second and a half after he broke his leg, everything in the second half.
He was still feeling brave the second and a half after.
It's the first 7 seconds of the fight. It was really interesting to watch because after his leg wrapped around the other fighter's leg, right? He pulled back. He didn't realize it was broken.
Exactly.
So after the leg was thrown, he pulled back and stepped on it.
Yes, I saw that.
And it folded under him, and then he realized, oh shit, it's broken. This is why I tell people all these drugs that we talk about, and fentanyl and all these drugs that the most powerful drug already exists in your body. It's called adrenaline. When adrenaline kicks in, there is no pain, right? It's after he threw the kick and it broke and he heard the people and then he stepped on it. Then he realized, oh, there's pain.
No, but hang on. Do you remember when he broke what's his name's leg?
Anderson Silva's leg.
When he broke Anderson Silva's leg, Anderson Silva did the same thing because Anderson Silva he wrapped his leg around. All of a sudden he looks at him, then looks down, realized his leg is flopping. He looked back up and said, "Wait a minute." It's that moment it's when you break something on your body and you don't realize it because your body's like, hey, you're about to get a lot of pain in that area.
Yeah. Okay. He looked up like he just saw the Brazil-Germany scoreline, right?
So hold on, Mark.
When Germany beat them 7-1.
Mark, so obviously you was a UFC fan. Have you watched all the UFCs like from day one? Or have you ever gone back and seen some of them?
There might be a couple that I've missed, but yeah, I go back, I download, I watch all. Yeah.
You're right, because the one you got to watch is the very first one they ever did. This is like way back.
Oh, yeah. When the ring was falling apart and you had the Butcher and sumo wrestlers, teeth flying out the ring.
Yes, that's the match. I remember when that first came, when UFC first came out, it was something new, right? Being a wrestling fan and all that, like in contact sports, so we give it a shot. So me, Thomas, the rest of our friends were watching this thing, and when we were watching that first match, there was that guy who was doing like Savat style, right? That French kind of and he was fighting the sumo wrestler, who was from Hawaii, and I had to laugh. Because this guy came out and he was talking a whole lot of shit. The sumo wrestler, like, oh man, look how small he is. I'm bigger than him. He can't do nothing to me. And he's going on and on. And my boy, the little French guy, he ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, and he gets sucker kicked in his head. And then,
that boy came out and a sumo wrestler came out. Like, one punch, two punch, duck, pop, pop. And then when the foot came up and connected with that boy's face, right?
Yeah,
came back down. Hold on. And came back down. And all it was my man goes, oh, fuck. Because you saw, they showed it in slow-mo, the man's teeth flew out. But not only did the teeth fly out, Dave, there was a tooth stuck in the guy's foot who kicked him.
Yes.
But wait.
Yes. Yeah, I think I remember that one.
Wait, let us add the commentary because let's add the commentary. Listen to what the Frenchman is thinking. Okay, 1, 2, okay, 3 punch, and I'm going to say, pew. Put his foot up. He kicked the guy. I heard was like a good. And my boy was like,
dude, the sound. And this is the nice thing, right? When you because of COVID, they had no fans watching the fights. When you would hear the sounds of that leather cracking on people's heads, body punches. There was some kicks that, what's his name? Trying to remember, light heavyweight champion right now.
Shoot.
Polish Power, right?
Yeah.
He hit Dominic Reyes with a leg kick that bubbled the skin. You ever saw people that had an incident where they,
hit by a car?
No, Chernobyl. I watched a docu-series called Chernobyl.
Yes.
People's skin was bubbling.
Shit.
My Jan Blachowicz, right? Jan dropped a kick on Dominic Reyes' right ribs, and it bubbled immediately. You saw the guy's footprint, and then the skin was dark with bubbles. Oh my God, guy!
No, the best one in the first UFCs, right? Because back in the day when all those ninja movies came out in the 80s and early 90s, it was like, ninjas is the best.
Of course.
American ninjas. You can walk on water. This one guy went in, talk about, I'm a ninja. I've been a ninja for years. I've been taught by Stephen K. Hayes, da-da-da-da-da. There's this brother from Miami going, I don't give a shit. I've been kickboxing. I'm going to kick him in the head. That's all he said. I'm going to kick him in the head. The ninja came out, did this run-up turtle shit, tried to grab the guy and pull him down. What happened was he forgot the guy didn't have on a top robe. So he went to grab his slippery skin, fell on his back. The black man looked at the guy and looked at the camera and said, seriously? Elbow, kick to the head, kick, elbow, watch the ninja. I'm a ninja.
And it wasn't long after that. It wasn't long after that they stopped. They got away with that type of elbow, the 12 to.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Oh, and a friend of mine, his name is Gary Goodrich, a guy that I met, a guy I know.
Gary lives up by me in Bay.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
I was going to say, he's originally from Brampton, isn't he?
Yeah. This guy, this guy, he goes in his full gi. The other guy, what you guys don't realize, the other guy was making fun of Gary. Look at this guy in his karate suit. It's not karate, dude. It's full contact. Gary's like, cool. Gary got that guy in the middle of the ring. The guy did some kind of stupid move. Gary said, okay, I'm going to lock my legs around your shoulder, going to lock my elbow around your elbow, pull you down, and you're wide open. Elbow. The guy was struggling. Not struggling. Elbow.
Yeah.
Elbow.
It's when you see guys get caught in that crucifix position and those elbows start to come. There's nothing you can do because you're laid out like this, right?
And that's all you can do.
And the guy just raining blows on you. Beautiful.
It's
Dave.
like that. It's like that scene from the Avengers where Tony Stark's in the Iron, the Hulkbuster.
Oh yeah. Go to sleep.
The Hulk on the face go sleep.
No, man.
That's like me at 2 a.m. with all my kids, in the house, and that's when I get my little. That's my time to shine. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, go to sleep.
No, I like watching all this amateur stuff. There was one I saw was I know it was over here in Toronto somewhere. I'm not sure. I was on TV, and it was like a mixed martial arts kind of thing going on, right? All I remember is a guy's name. He was a tall, skinny guy. His name was Payne Peters. That's all it is. This is years ago. He got in the ring. It was like a kickboxing kind of thing going on, and he had his opponent. Blah, 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 blah. And Payne Peters just looking at him like really, but he's a tall, like skinny, like lanky. And as soon as that bell went, right, that guy from one side took one step. Payne Peters from the other side came flying. I didn't even see him use his feet with his knee up and clocked the guy in the jaw. He didn't. He took maybe step.
Yeah, that's.
And this guy came hit him in the jaw. Guy went back in the ropes, and then Payne hit him with a kick on his way down before he even landed. Got him square in the chest, and it was fight's over.
That's the Jorge Masvidal knockout of that. What's his name? The wrestler.
Oh my gosh.
The curly head kid.
Ben Askren. Ben
Askren. 5 seconds. He runs across the ring, knee to head, game over. And 2 more strikes while he's busting.
Have you ever seen? Okay, I'm just gonna go back in the day because Barry knows this. Montreal, every Saturday night, somebody was getting knocked out.
Yes.
And I saw a girl use that move on another girl. I was working as a bouncer at a club called Montreal Dome. We were clearing people out of the club. This little, I think she was like a Filipino girl. This other French girl was talking shit to her all night. I'm going to take your man and then do this. The Filipino girl didn't say nothing. She's just drinking drinks in the parking lot. Wait, in the parking lot across the street. I hear this. I'm telling you shit. Turn around enough time to see flying me. This girl hit this girl so hard in the shoulder and the head. Okay, because girl tried to block it with her. Bam! Spun her around. She hit the ground. Okay, and all the buzz like, ooh, $10 says she finished her out.
This is why comedians don't go home after the comedy show and just hang out and watch drunk people.
Exactly.
Because you know shit's gonna happen eventually.
Exactly.
You just need to be there.
And I've worked enough in like on the door and everything else. I always know if the guy's lipping off and being mouthy and everything else, he's not the problem.
Yeah.
It's the quiet guy that's staring him down. He's going to do some fucking damage.
So this goes back to my history. I did martial arts as a kid. That's why I love the UFC, because back when we were doing martial arts, the competition back then was whose martial art was better than whose. Is Aikido better than Judo? Is Karate better than Muay Thai, right? But we never had an ability to test it out because they never competed it against each other. UFC, they competed against each other. That's why the first one, you'd see the Savat guy against the sumo wrestler. And then you were so excited to see the evolution. It just brings so much joy to my heart. Because I see people now don't even get involved in the traditional. They jump right into training MMA, right? So they never do karate. They're MMA.
But
right?
that's the problem. It's glorious, but that's the problem. Here's my point. I see a lot of guys get into MMA, and they're good. They're good at like mimicking, or they're good. They get to a point where they can do the move okayish, but they don't have the set foundations, okay? When I see guys who are real martial artists, right? And they have the set foundations. They understand. They understand what they've got to do to master another art.
Okay.
Wait.
I'll push back afterwards.
I got to give you a history lesson.
Go ahead.
I watched a regular boxer, fight 3 guys one night outside of a club downtown Toronto. It was the baddest thing because this guy was talking smack about, hey, I'm going to grab up your girl anytime I want to. I'm going to do this, that I do mixed martial arts, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The girl ran around screaming, please, no, please. And the 3 guys like, shut up. What? We're going to pick up your boyfriend, man. He's only 5 foot. She goes, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. Flash forward now, outside, end of the night. First big guy says, show me what you can. All we saw was a little Spanish guy's fingers turn into a fist and then pushed in the guy's face, and the guy's face surrounded his fist, and then the guy dropped.
Yes.
The second guy said, I don't want to. Other hand folded into a fist, All we saw was the guy's head turn this way, come back, and he dropped. The third guy ran down the street.
This is
and
where
the girl. But hey, the girl was saying, "Please don't chase him." All I heard was something about Tequila Taco Bell, some Spanish. My man chased him down, beat him as he was getting in the car. Beat him, okay?
This is where I'm obviously I'm old, right? I'm from a different generation, right?
Yes.
I think I'm the oldest here. I'm not too sure.
How old are you?
I'm born in '69.
Oh, you're a young boy. You're a young boy.
When you born, Thomas?
68.
60. Okay.
1 year through March 69.
All right. Okay.
I'm young.
But in the beginning, right? I think the best way to preface it by, you ever saw? I think it was Game of Death, where Bruce Lee is on the boat, and the guy wanted to fight on the boat, and Bruce Lee says, he asked Bruce Lee, he asked Bruce Lee what type of martial arts you practice, and he says, I practice the art of fighting without fighting.
What's your style?
Right? Yeah, I practice.
What's your style?
It was. I mean, every martial artist understands exactly what he was trying to say there. True fighters don't fight.
Don't fight.
Because they know what they can do, and they have a lot of respect for the ability that they have. It's like a guy who is trained with guns. He don't want to walk around showing his gun, right? Because that's welcoming a fight. That's saying that true people that deal with guns are like, I don't want to show my gun. Why I want to show my gun, right? It's these clowns that want this little power trip, right? So when you see the quiet guy, which is what Dave was talking about, back in my day when I used to, we used to call it storming. When we used to get inside of clubs or parties without paying, we stormed the party, right?
Right.
There were bouncers that would try to stop us from achieving this goal that we had, right? And if I saw a guy Dave's size, I knew why he was there. He had size, right? He's a big, tough guy, mean looking, whatever it is. The guys we used to worry about were the little ones. What does he have on him, or what skill set does he have, right? A true fighter, you have to push and prod and get to a level where you are a guy is concerned, or gal, or non-binary is concerned for their life, for them to actually bring out, I know shit, right? That's how I know. So when I hear all these vessels that make all the noise, I know 9 out of 10 times that
can't fight that shit.
They ain't no good.
No, because
right? White ones you gotta watch.
No, because you know what it is? You know what it truly is? Not just because you know what you can do. You are taught a respect for the art by going through the pains, by understanding the moves.
That's another part of it.
Feeling it. Because so many times, I'm not the baddest man in the world by any means, but so many times I have been broken and thrown to the ground.
But that's another thing.
But you realize from that what you can do, what you're willing to take. And I've seen guys with 1,000. One night we are at the bar. I'm not going to mention any bars' names, Montana. I'm not going to mention any names. We're there, and this one guy, one old guy, you could see he had gray in his hair. He ain't bothering nobody all night. He's talking with one other guy. The other guy gets up, says, "Okay, I'm going to see you later." The guy says, "I'm just going to finish my drink." This one young bouncer went up to the guy, slams the guy in the back. "Hey, don't you know it's 3 o'clock?" I said, "Leave him alone, man. Leave him alone." Because the guy had that 1,000-mile stare. You just hear the. Then he looked at the guy, and I said, "You know what? Finish your beer, no worries." He looked, just didn't say nothing to me, just finished the beer, put the beer down, put down a tip, looked at me and said, "Thank you." And he's walking out, and the guy, younger guys, "Yeah, man. Next time we tell you to leave." I'm like, "Okay, you know what? You're done." Because I'm not getting beat for you. I'm not getting beat.
So hold on. So this brings a question. So the four of us here, what is the one fight that you've seen live that made you go, "Oh shit"? Now, I'm not talking pay-per-view. I'm talking you're at a bar, you're at a club somewhere, something broke down, and you're just there as a spectator going, "How's this?" And it just went off the rails. So what's that one moment?
All right, gonna take me a while for my hard drive to spin up. Thomas, you have a SSD, so you might be able to access your memory better.
No,
mine had to take a while.
My memory is The only man that I ever really feared in a fight was my older brother Donald. God rest his soul. Okay, if you ever saw marble, you ever see those marble statues carved up?
Mm.
He was built like that. 6'1", 222 pounds. None of it was fat. The only time I ever feared for a white man using the N-word. My brother was at his club. The guy didn't want to leave. My brother said, "You're gonna have to leave."
Yeah.
The whole club. You ever see those old commercials? E.F. Hutton, when E.F. Hutton talks, everybody listens.
Yeah.
You knit the whole club. Music stops.
Yeah.
All I saw was my brother pulling his fist back, and the guy looking at his chest and dropping. I saw my brother pulling his foot back, and the guy's face doing this. And then all the bouncers rushed in and grabbed my brother. And the guy's friend looked at him and said, "Oh, help my friend." He said, "No, get him out. My brother, I swear to God, right out of a Batman comic book. "Move! Let me go!" Cool. The whole club.
See, I don't remember those. I don't remember the guys that looked like they could fight guys. I remember the guys that would pick up, any instrument, and they'll no problem with making a jail. They're going all the way.
Wait, there's more. Because the man rolled down the stairs trying to run out the club. My brother jumped down the stairs going after him. And on the street, all you heard was pat, 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 pat. And the cops rolled up and they wouldn't stay. They said, no, it's done. Let him go. Let him go.
I don't remember those. The guys that feared me the most were the ones that I knew just had something where they just had no fear and they would go to jail. You know what I mean? They'll kill somebody that night. Yeah. There was a club I used to frequent on a Sunday night in Trinidad called Club Pelican. I don't think it's still there anymore, but it was this little corner place underneath a hotel, right? And there was a guy, I'm trying to remember his name. I think it was Bruno, Indian guy, right? But somebody told him something that set him off. And my guy grabbed a bottle of, I think it was a bottle of rum, and hit this guy across the face and opened him up from temple to jawline. Jeez. Whap! And walked out of the club as if nothing happened. And nobody told him shit. Because that's the kind of guy that he was. Right. I don't know what happened to him. This was in my teenage years. This is a long time ago, right? Right. But those were the guys that worried me the most. It was never who was the granite-looking individual, who was the, you know what I mean? Because they were impressive people all the way around. My wife used to train bodybuilders, right? So she was an aerobics instructor for years, and always, she just, I punched above my weight zone. You know what I mean? When I hooked up with my wife, I should put up one of her pictures in the back here just so I can show fellas, yeah, guy, that I don't fuck around because that is what waiting for me at home. You understand what I'm saying? But so I was always around 6'5", 300-pound cats. No problem at all. It's the guys that had the shark eyes. Like there's nothing, there's no soul behind there. There's nothing behind there about consequences. Consequences was a word we couldn't pronounce or spell. That's all we knew about consequences. Oh shit! Them guys were a different level, and those were the cats I was afraid of. Those guys. Breed.
Wow. Yeah. What would you, Dave?
Oh God, Dave, you've seen stuff.
Oh no, and that's the thing. It's like, fuck, I don't know. I've seen. Well, I've fought NHL players.
Hold on, no, stop there. Wait,
what do
you mean you fought NFL players? So you wanna
NHL hockey?
Okay, sorry, fuck, you know me, I'm dyslexic. NFL, NHL, whatever. The point of the matter is, in a capacity, like a professional capacity, or recreational.
I was paid for it. I was a bouncer at a club, and they were there, and all hell broke loose, and I'm like, okay, well, here we go. And I grabbed the first guy that I grabbed and hooked him up and whatnot. He's like, do you not know who I am? I'm like, I don't fucking care. You're leaving. He goes, I play for the Montreal Canadiens. And I'm like,
No.
Well, I'm a Boston fan. Sucks being you. Took him to the door and I threw his ass out. Went back in, grabbed somebody else. And, we were doing that whole conga line thing. And the following week, he came back in. He was like, you're like the only person that didn't give a shit that I was from the NHL. I'm like, I don't. Like, I don't fucking care what you do. You're so fighting in my car.
They came back to you and apologized, or they came back and
offered you. We continued being.
This was before they had cameras, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. This is like.
I keep telling myself, if I get into a fight and there's cameras around, watch me fold.
Yeah.
Watch me fold. If that cat got money, I'm folding. Like I've told everybody who knows me, comedians that know me, they know that if me and Russell Peters are in the same room, get your cameras out. Shit is gonna happen. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna fold, and there's gonna be lawsuits, and I'm gonna get paid, son. I will have a Tesla within a week.
No, but why?
You think he's gonna pay you?
No. Why? Why, Russell?
Harry, I'm telling you.
Story. I know the story. Right?
You know the story.
I know the story.
Yeah. I'm gonna get paid.
I think everybody knows the story, really.
Everybody knows that part.
Yeah. We know the story.
Not everyone knows the story.
I'm on your side.
Not everyone knows the story.
I know you know the story because I told you the story.
Shut up, Dave. We want ratings. No.
I've mentioned it on here.
Yep.
When somebody else has brought him up, I've said we don't talk about him.
Yeah, it. Get your cameras out. That's all I'm saying. Everybody who's in our industry, they know why. Get your cameras out. Hey! I wore a special jersey for you, man. Can you tell me what this is?
Is that the Umbrella Academy?
Yes, guy.
The Umbrella Academy. Nice.
I was getting to that because I wanted to talk about the jerseys. Because that's the one thing, man. Nice.
Agrees.
Yo, man. Mark,
that's one of the baddest shows ever.
I'm a big comic book fan, man. I'm gonna send you a link.
I
gotta send you a link.
The guys at the guys who make this GeekyJerseys were trying their best to get Kevin Smith to wear one of their, because Kevin Smith wears hockey jerseys, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He just had one. They just sent one to him because they just did one of Lords of Destruction of Skeletor from He-Man and the Masters. So they just did that one and they sent it to Kevin Smith and he had it there while he was doing his podcast. So they're stoked because they always wanted to get Kevin Smith to have one. Now he has it and he's mentioned the name on the podcast. So they're all jacked up. Yeah.
No, I'll admit I'm a huge fan of the jerseys. I love when you have. Like I've watched your shows on YouTube and everything else, and I love the way you kind of like, I've got a jersey just especially for this. Much like tonight. Name that jersey. Who is it, kids?
I love because everything. Every geek thing, every nerd thing, every comic book thing, every indie movie, they have a jersey for it. You know what I mean? Right. Whether it be a baseball, because they do baseball jerseys, they do hockey jerseys.
Right.
And everybody, I've worn, like I went out with the Mandalorian one and I was just walking the streets and people are stopping me. Yo, where'd you get that? Is that a Disney? And I'm like, yo, these things? Oh, if they attract it, and I love attention, right?
We all do.
They attract attention. They're so nice, man. And as I say in my podcast, they're not my sponsor. Like they don't pay me to talk about them. I talk about them because I legitimately love their stuff. I also legitimately love my mushroom coffee. I drink that every morning. And I will advertise those cats, Canadian company, and I will continuously talk about the things that I enjoy. It doesn't matter if I'm being paid for it.
Yeah,
I better not say that too loud because hopefully they do pay me at some point.
No, definitely. But I
love this.
And also too, hold on, Thomas. Just for people that are watching this, and when you go over and you watch Mark's shows and that, you might see not necessarily that we have the same look, But you'll notice that
That's another
we
thing.
look
Yeah.
good on our shows. And that's all because of Jaybird Digital Arts. And,
Yes.
you know, Jason's been phenomenal with comedians and with the whole lockdowns and everything else. He's gone out of his way to help us, you know, promote our shows and make us look the way we do.
It's because of me seeing your overlays and how good and professional it looked that I was like, oh, maybe I should get this done. You put me in contact with Jason, and then I was like, yo, hook me up. And mine look pretty too. Just saying.
They do.
You know what I mean?
They
Mine
do.
look-
And see,
Look really good.
I got mine coming up now. Well, by the time this episode is up, my first episode will be up on my podcast, the Iconist podcast, and Jason did the overlays for that too. Even if you look behind me and see the name here, this is one of my names. You know, this is my name that he made for me that you'll see down in the lower point. But yeah, he put up, he did all the overlays for that, and I got some more stuff coming from him. So very happy about that.
Yeah, man.
Jason,
Beautiful work.
I'm gonna need some stuff soon too. I don't have a podcast.
Okay, so if it's one thing that this pandemic has done, it's forced people like us who didn't get involved in the digital stuff, right? Not really a social media presence, not really doing, you know, podcasts and stuff like that. It forced some of us to look at it and say, oh, we should be, and gave us the spare time to be able to get it done.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer that comedians need to talk. So
Absolutely.
podcasts, vlogging, YouTubing, these things help us talk, develop stuff, you know, keep us sharp. So I'm loving everything about it. Loving it.
Same
Well,
here.
the
It got
one
me a
thing-
time to kind of get this going because I'm a huge comic book fan, like huge, you know, for years. So this is what the Iconist podcast is. It's all about comic books and anything related. That,
Yeah,
you know,
you much deeper than me because your
Huge
memory is on
180.
point. I don't have the memory that you have because of my ADHD. I have, you know, memory for certain things, and then
Right.
you know, a lot of things. Like I had to do a podcast with a guy that helped. Well, basically, we started off comedy together,
right.
right? So he knows my origin story. I had to talk to him so he could remind me what I did back in the days. Because I have I don't know if I fell and hit. I was in a car accident, but that's anyway. So
Mark,
maybe
you have kids.
That too.
that you know, between kids and trying to remember all the passwords you might have for your social media, your bank, your credit card, and everything else.
No. I
can't even remember people's phone numbers anymore. So
I still remember my mother's phone number from me growing up as a kid. But if I meet you now and get your phone number now, it's gone by the time the last syllable comes out of your mouth. 416, gone. Because I don't care. 1, 2. I know that I have something that will be able to memorize it. I have a phone and I'll put it in, and I'm like, yo, I remember it's in there.
But hang on, you guys, just
And
one
you
thing
also might
about.
have to repeat your name once or twice too, because
Oh no,
after you go through the 10 digits, I'm still sitting there going, "Fuck, what's their name?"
Yeah, but you guys ever get this? You guys ever get this? You get directions. Remember back in the day, they used to give you directions on how to get somewhere. Now you just look up Google Maps. What if your phone dies on you when you're going somewhere?
You stop the car and you get a Tim Hortons and you wait, or you borrow somebody's charger because you are not going to remember it. It's
Because
just
let me
not
tell
happening.
you something.
Like
I am
Gilligan's
glad. No, I am glad I was in the army because they teach us how to use landmarks to remember where you're going. Right? Remember, it's on the right side going left. Barry gave me directions to a small show we were doing once, and it was down. And I think it was. Oh my God, where's that show we went to? It's
Dude,
like
if you
this
can't
little
remember
place.
that, how are you going to remember directions?
Exactly.
But here's the thing. Barry gave me the directions. I said, okay. He gave me the address. Said, okay, boom, boom, boom. And I got the directions. Said, okay, I'm driving in. My phone's at 15. I'm thinking, yeah, it's good. I'll make it there. The phone said, bye, dude. Oh, damn. I
When
just
the battery
remembered.
gets older, it just,
Bro, I just remembered I was going towards Niagara Falls, and I had to get off at this exit. And as soon as I get off this exit, I can get to a gas station and make a call. Get off at the exit. The gas station ain't there, so I'm like, okay, just calm down. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Finally, get to a gas station. I can plug my phone in. 6 calls from Barry. Thomas, man, Thomas.
where are you?
But the thing
Why
is,
not here yet?
The thing is, I was like, Barry, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it, man. I know where I'm going. I'm an ass. I didn't ask Barry for the address again, and the phone had 5%.
A charger in their car.
I was driving a fucking old car, man. It was like a Toyota Corolla. The battery was keeping this car alive. Okay?
I have I have a fanny pack, right? I mean, it's a little nice one. It's a leather one.
It's
but
okay.
I always have an extra charger. I have an extra charger at all times. All my kids, I buy extra chargers and I give them. Their school bag has one. They also have one in their room. They also, you know what I mean? The car has one. I'm like, how could you go out without an extra charger?
I will tell you, because my children are scavengers, okay? All they do is take, okay? They're like locusts. They come, they see, they take, they leave.
Thomas, you have to treat your kids like they're yours.
No. I refuse.
Stop, because your children have a little higher color than yours. You know
No, you know what?
You can't treat them like stepchildren.
Two of my pick, they came out white. They look at white, so I don't really talk to them in public.
And then you're worried that you could never beat those light-skinned ones in public. You know what I mean?
No,
a black man beating a white child.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about light-skin privilege, okay? I have two children who have light-skin privileges, okay? They can look at me and say, "Don't touch me, you're not my dad," and everybody will turn around
and you get locked up.
Yeah? Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Lock
buddy.
up, you're getting tackled.
But hang on. My one black child tried that, and nobody noticed.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
Yes, beat that immigrant. Is what they say.
I looked at him and said, "Man, shut up. You look Cuban. Get the car."
First of all, you live in Woodbridge, so you're not getting locked up.
No. I live in Vaughan.
I
live near the Roman Empire.
There's a lot of coliseums close by, isn't there?
Yo, bro, Thomas, bro. This is what I love about the Thais. The Thais are the only people, they look like pigeons when they talk. Bro, me, bro. Hey, bro, come on, bro. Hey, bro. And they got a little pinky ring, bro.
Quanto costa? Hey.
Aspetto bambino, io voglio parlare, but hey, bro. Hey, take it easy. But anyways, I digress. No, we were talking
Vaughan,
about
where people water their lawn and their driveways. Nice.
Wow.
Woo! You've been to Vaughan.
I've driven through. Yeah.
You've driven through.
Well, hold on. You know what? I told you guys. I asked you guys your stories. I got to tell you.
Tim Hortons car parks are very popular in Vaughan.
Oh God. Yes. Let me say. I know we're going back here for half a second, but the most outrageous thing I've seen is a fight. Right?
Oh my God! You went way back to 45
Yeah, I went way back, man. Because y'all went around. I was like, okay, I'm waiting, so I'm going back. It's worth it, though. It's my turn. It's gonna be worth it. So back in Montreal, there was a club I used to go to all the time called Thunderdome.
Oh God!
Oh, the Thunderdome.
Yes.
No, dude.
Yes, I remember the name of that club because I've been there. Yeah.
Oh, you've been to Thunderdome in Montreal.
Yes.
So you know how Thunderdome was. So Thunderdome, 2 floors. You had to go up the first flight of stairs. First floor was all like punk music, and you go up the second flight of stairs, and it's all R&B, hip hop, reggae. That's so it's 2 diverse crowds in one building. So and all the time then across the block over was Salsa Tech, which is a Spanish club. So the doormen that used to work at Thunderdome on the upstairs floor were all part of one gang. Literally a street, yeah. They weren't just random people. They're all part of one gang that worked at this club. So
the Del Phantoms.
Yeah.
Montreal.
That's Montreal. So what happened is fight broke out inside the Thunderdome, right? One of the guys comes down. He gets in a fight with, I guess, one of the other guys from the bottom floor was coming up, not bringing up a beer, couldn't do it. Anyways, this guy got in a fight. It goes out to the street near the end of the night. Now, not knowing this guy gets in there, he starts running off his mouth. My buddy Tommy. Unbeknownst to him, Tommy don't say shit because Tommy's a boxer. So this guy's running his mouth.
He had the skills. Yeah, he knew
the skills. Kept pushing. At one point, it was just pop, pop. 2 shots to the head. Guy's knees water. Get up. You can't tell me what to do. Fuck you. Blah, blah, blah. Still going on, right? Right? Tommy's just looking at him. At this point, everyone's outside. Guy goes, he got his friend down the street. They both got their girlfriends there. They both go down the street. Guy still mouthing off, right? Everyone thinks everything's done. Okay, we're joking around. Ha, ha, ha. Night's almost over. People kind of just linger around. all you hear is because it's a one-way street coming down. When we all look up, you see the headlights. That same guy that got punched in the head, he's revving his engine, blocking up all the traffic behind him. Tommy's looking at him. Dude turned around, was like, fuck you, drops the N-word. My boy walks in the middle of the street, it's like, what are you gonna do, run me over? Come. Guy goes, fuck you, yeah! And he floors it, comes barreling down the street. Tommy jumps out the way. Guy goes by, still calling him the N-word, giving him the finger, and he's looking behind him, not looking in front of him because it's a little side street. And usually, because a Thunderdome was such a let's say a lively club, a lot of police officers are hanging out. So a cop car came out trying to stop the guy from speeding down the street, but he didn't see it, and he rammed into it full throttle. All you saw was a sea of black surrounding this one car, and the cops got out and said, we need backup. We need backup. Not for them, but for the guy that was running his mouth. So not only did he get the cops are yelling at him because they ran right into him full throttle, all he see is a bunch of black people slowly walking up to him, and he's hearing what he's saying, and he's like, shut up, what's wrong with you? Stop saying the N-word.
And from what I've heard, it's probably not the first time the N-word was shouted around the Thunderdome. Yeah. Yep. Montreal has a... Anyway, let me not say too much. I want to go back and perform there one day.
Say it.
No, I want to go back and perform there one day. So I'm not saying anything bad about Montreal.
Montreal is a lovely place if you want steams or riots or racism.
Steamed what?
Steamies.
Steamed hot dogs.
Yeah.
Steamed hot dogs?
Good, they steam in, man. They share shoulders. Hey, Barry.
I don't steam my hot dogs. I cook them.
Next time you go, we got to go down with you, and we'll get you one.
There's a reason I was 370 pounds. I'm just saying.
I don't think a lot of steam was involved, eh? I think. Yeah.
Would you have air pudding?
Wind pies and nothing cakes.
Yeah. Remember those days? Damn.
Yes.
No. No, those were my first days when I first moved out. I don't need my mom to cook for me, man. I'm a man. Yep. That first day when you're living on your own and you got nothing but one pickle and a piece of bread in the fridge.
Mayonnaise sandwiches.
Mayonnaise?
Yeah,
you could afford mayonnaise? I had those. No. I had the ghetto jam sandwiches. 2 crusty piece loaves of bread jammed together.
Yeah.
I want cable.
And cooking the salami in the frying pan and having the pork in the middle so that the steam would come out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember those days. And taking Milo with condensed milk and sugar, and you mix it up. I had a popsicle. Yeah. Oh, I could talk. No.
Regardless of anything, I would scrounge the couch. I would always have, and it was always a staple. I don't care. I would always scrounge up the money for peanut butter and jam. Those were the two. I could live off them. I didn't care.
And that's where the 300 pounds came from.
Yeah.
No, the best of being
high
broke.
Protein, high sugar.
the best of being broke was one time I had a basement apartment when I first moved out here. At a basement apartment downtown, just off.
You still have a basement apartment, okay? We could see in the background.
Technically, I'm trying to recapture those days. No, but I had a basement apartment, and nothing said basement apartment, but looking out your window and having raccoons looking back at you in the middle of the night, going, "Damn, you living hard, man." Nice space though. I'm a shit right here.
Dude, when I first came to Canada, I was living downtown Toronto, Jarvis and Wellesley area. Very happy area.
Yes.
Very clean, very happy. Anyway, and I had never seen raccoons in my life because every time I came to Canada visiting, my uncle lived up in the Pickering area and suburbia, no garbage pandas around there.
Right.
When I saw them, I was like, look at how cute these things are. Not at 2 a.m. when these little fuckers are hitting the garbage, right? And you're getting in their way and them vex. Or when they're trying to get their little, something in because they're frisky and it's the time for, right? Man, the screams, the fights these little bastards would have. Now I know why they wear masks. So nobody will recognize which one of them it was, right? Because these little fuckers could make noise, son. Noise.
Wait. Have you ever seen raccoons gang up on somebody and fight them?
Yo, I've seen raccoons make grown-ass men look like
run.
Bitches, yo.
Let me tell you, I was living in Scarborough, okay? Okay, before I had the basement apartment, I rented a room. Anyways, I'm living in Scarborough. I'm getting home one night from the club. I see these pack of baby raccoons. I'm like, oh, they're so cute. I'm eating a street dog. I'm like, let me throw a little piece of bread at these raccoons. Watch. Bounce off the mother. The mother turned around and did one of those. I swear to God, at least 100 raccoons came out like, who you fucking with? I took off.
Raccoons came out and said, tabernacle.
No. The raccoons came out and said, oh, because we look like black people, you gonna fuck with us? Oh, bring it there. I ran. These raccoons were behind me. They were speaking some kind of West Indian. That sound like a bunch of...
Why you had to call you raccoons West Indian guy? Why you had to do that?
I'm West Indian. I could do it.
So
This is a disclaimer before. Wait. I don't want to get no West Indians beating me. This is a disclaimer.
Wait. Thomas.
No. We'll give you
Dave. Start the show.
Well, no, because that just actually gave me a thought. We've all been skint at one point in time. Like, we've all been kind of like, okay, I need to, like, you can't rub two nickels together.
Mm-hmm.
And we've all managed to survive.
Mm-hmm.
But what's one thing that you've definitely carried from that to now?
Oh,
what are the remnants of broke mentality that we have now, that we've carried forward?
Other than it sucked and we don't want to do it again, what's one thing that you did when you were completely broke that you still do now?
Who tell you I'm not broke now? I'm just a higher level of broke. Yo, listen to me. It's been okay. We have to look at the fact that we're 14 months into the pandemic or something like that. 14, 15 months. Right? I am a professional stand-up comedian. That's all I do. I had nothing else. I have no job. So when March of 2020 occurred and everything shut down,
mm-hmm.
I had a spreadsheet of all my gigs that I had planned for the year. I knew how much I was making that year, right? As March came, every column started to be highlighted in red. Canceled due to COVID. Canceled due to COVID. And then I'd take out the numbers because I'm not getting those numbers anymore. And I kept seeing the money that I was making for the year dwindling, just going lower and lower and lower. And now I live on CERB and my wife's money. And now I ask permission from my wife to put gas in the car, right? It's not a happy time. It is, this thing has changed everything and changed the way that I think. That's why I've started a podcast. That's why I'm starting to design jerseys for each one of the jokes and things like what's the name of that thing that Patreon accounts and starting all that stuff, because I learned from this and I never want to see this again because I got too close to the bottom. And I'm like, four kids, lights and cameras and all this shit that I need to do this stuff. I have to, it's not, I will not be caught again. That's one thing the pandemic has taught me. Don't get caught like this again, because savings went down because, you still have your expenses.
Absolutely.
And this will not happen again.
Yeah. I've learned to, well, one thing I still carry, something I carried since, and Barry can attest to this, even in high school. If I made $5, $250 was going back in the bank, was going back towards whatever. So the one thing I learned when I was broke, when I was scraping by, when I went from Montreal, having a great life, coming to Toronto and having to start from scratch, The one thing I learned from being broke is always, always, always remember there's somebody who's worse off than you. Do not ever, ever put all your pennies in the same pot. Make sure you have good people around you. That honestly. And I've learned to put money aside. And another thing I learned is I learned to invest money, to be patient and watch money grow. So when rainy days come, you get that umbrella to protect yourself.
Yeah, I can attest to that. The one thing I still carry with me up to now, and it's funny, straight up, I love hot dogs. I love my hot dogs. I don't need hot dog buns. No, fuck it. I don't need hot dog buns. If I want a hot dog, if I get a hamburger or something like that, sandwich bread. You understand that? You know, people go buy hamburger buns, hot dog buns. Okay, that's a lot of money. It's all bread. The human system's all pipes. It's all going the same way, in and out. So when I get my hot dog, it's going on sandwich bread, and I still do that up to now. Give me that and those instant noodle ramen soups. I love those mama noodles. I'm good. That's it. I don't need to have the big steak. And up to now, that's my favorite snack food. That's my go-to, where people have, I'm going to get chips. I'm going to have that. You know, sometimes my wife's like, what do you want for dinner? A hot dog. That's it. I just want, okay, give me two. I want 2 hot dogs. That's as simple as is. If I was in Montreal, it'd be 2 steamies at 59 cents. You know,
good old days, man.
And that's it. And I still carry that. That's my thing. The other thing is that I don't have to, I live a lot up here, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm talking imagination. I dream, I plan, and try to see how things are to kind of offset some of the craziness or not to get down, try to keep it as positive possible. So, your head could be bad thoughts. Your head could be
check.
Thoughts.
I'm back. Sorry.
You're back.
My bad.
No problem. So in my head, it's good thoughts. So when those times when you can't get out, you can't do nothing, you ain't got no TV, shit, I was able to get a piece of paper, a pencil, write, draw. Doesn't matter if I was, writing a joke, writing a story, whatever it was, if I wanted to draw something, just to get that self-fulfillment at that time. And it's, you don't need to have the big gadgets to be happy. That's it. And hot dogs.
Self-fulfillment is very important. I'm so glad porn is free now. And so I get a lot of self-fulfillment in that way as well, too. Yeah.
Self-love. Self-love is always good. Self-love is always good.
Somebody had to do it. Job needs to get done.
Well, we're good right now.
And it's sex with somebody you love, hopefully.
Yes.
Yes. Free sex. I don't like you, but
there's
the guilt still comes at the end.
Asphyxiation, you're choking yourself, and it's like, not kink shaming anybody.
Well, technically, you are choking yourself.
Well,
yeah.
Until the end, and then you're not choking anymore. You're spitting. But
and all of a sudden, you're Michael Hutchins.
See, young people don't understand how good they have it this day with porn. That's all I
know. They don't.
Oh my God.
No. I was in a.
They don't respect it at all.
Well, they don't respect, but they don't understand how good they have it. See, and what I mean is, back in the day, you had to go to the video store, you had to rent the tape, you had to go home, you had to wait till people fall asleep. You had to put the tape in the VCR. And you hear
Don't trick people. Don't trick people into thinking that you had access to videos, right? When you going back, you are supposed to tell people how you had to go to the pharmacy and pick up a magazine because they weren't moving videos that you could play at home. You had to get a magazine with 8x10 glossy pages, which tend to get sticky when lubricated, by the way. Not that I know that personally, right? Your kids nowadays, they have their porn available to them 24/7, 365 in 4K resolution. Yeah, you understand? Not like us. We used to have to watch the snow and the little ziggly lines, right?
Let me tell you. Hey.
And hold on. Yeah, and the only thing they have missing, right, is the last auditory scent. That's the only thing that's missing. They have 4K. They could see growth lines on these. Anyway, all they need is some musk to spray in the air, and it's
let me tell you something.
They have goggles.
Hold up. the good old days are when you're in your room, okay, and you're by yourself and pleasuring yourself so much that your blankets are like this in a tent, but you can't move them. When you get up, you move that, the tent moves, okay? Or the best time is when your mom would find your socks.
No, I never did that stuff. I could never understand. I'm
talking about other people. I'm talking about the people I know. I never did that.
Yeah, I saw it in movies where they.
I was raised Catholic.
Why are you wasting socks like this? That's just stupid.
But not only that too, there's also like even going back before the magazines came out, which was like, you know, Playboy came out mid-60s, I think.
Yeah.
And then Hustler came out like 70s and whatnot.
70s, yes.
You know, but even then, you got to remember this whole like full spread, like frontal didn't happen until late 70s, early 80s.
Which was perfect time for me.
Bob Guccione. I'm saying it's Bob Guccione.
Time for me.
So before Playboy and Hustler and all those,
you had the Byway flyer.
Yeah, you had the Sears catalog. You know, with the bras and panty section.
Kids nowadays will never understand why we were so attached to National Geographic.
Let me tell you about Friday nights, 1 o'clock in the morning, back in Montreal. And Barry will notice we had this one channel called Bleu Nuit. In English, Blue Night. Okay. Yes. But there was this one movie called French Emmanuel.
That was the crying game for you.
Let me tell you.
Mark, this was a whole series of movies. Emmanuel.
This one girl went around. She was boinking everything. She was doing everything. But here's the thing. All you ever saw, you never saw nobody pee-pee go into no pum-pum. All you ever saw was her riding somebody or them grinding against each other. And you saw
that was enough because that's what you had access to.
Imagination.
And you were thankful. And the entire culture of Quebec was predicated on that one woman, Emmanuel. And that's why they're so promiscuous. And I want to go back to Montreal so bad.
And also, too, you'll notice back then, she was with multiple partners, and none of them were related to her.
Wrong.
What do you mean?
Wrong. There was French Emmanuel, number 4, where she didn't know she was doing. Okay, they weren't related to her, but they were brothers. But she didn't know that.
Okay, no, but they weren't related to her.
But the brothers weren't doing it to each other.
No,
right?
The
brothers weren't doing each other.
One brother was found out later to be her cousin, something 3 times removed or some nonsense, but they fell in love and got married.
Yeah, but that's Catholic, so that's accepted.
Yes, it is. And Catholics, I like to say thank you for aerobics in church because that's how we stay awake.
Oh my God, you remember aerobics? And anyway,
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Dave
had to take a little release.
I have to say I just want to give a shout out to Bob Guccione. Thank you for Penthouse.
Yeah.
I just want to say that. Thank you.
I remember when those things came to pass. It was beautiful. This is why I look at the times in which we live.
Right.
And I'm glad that I've lived to an age where all the things we dreamt about or couldn't even dream about that are coming to pass now. In the terms, all right, I'll give you an example. Video games. Each one of us have seen the progression of video games. Do you remember how it started?
No.
What did it start with? No. What? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We remember Pong.
Yes.
And
or
Pong. You remember when Pong was in color?
Oh, gosh, no.
Do you remember when Pong was in black and white?
Yes. And remember, it was the whole screen and
when it became color.
One line. No.
Upgrade.
This was the best. Is when ColecoVision came out with Zaxxon.
Yes, man.
Wow. You had Space Meatloaf firing missiles at the space shuttle, and the only thing you could do is pull back to slow down Had to move back.
Ew.
Then. ColecoVision said, we've acquired the rights to Rocky. But not just Rocky. Rocky 3, but to play, you have to get a tape to program it.
Man, hold on. You skipping a lot, man. First of all, you skipping Atari right there, right? So you got Atari with the 8-bit berserk. Like,
Yeah.
and then the good old, was it the VIC 20? Yeah,
Commodore.
Commodore 64. Don't forget the 64. That's
right, but the VIC 20 came out before Commodore 64. The Commodore VIC 20 was first, and you had to get the games on an audio cassette and put it in there and press play, and it would play so you could play the game. Yes, Nintendo. And what did that teach us? That as a man, you can fix something by blowing into it.
Let me tell you something, man. But you know how West Indians learned how to do that? From our own parents, when you had an eyelash in your eye, they open up your eye, but they're blowing so much junk in your eye, right? God forbid your father eat my father was a master of that. My father would get, Tommy, I'm curing you. He wouldn't say, I'm fixing. I'm curing you. Holy eye. Blowing your eye. Like, oh, Daddy, please.
All right, when you edit this, all right, Dave, make sure that we have a single screen when Thomas was going in like that, because that's exactly what we saw as kids when Daddy. Hold on. Let me fix your ass, huh?
Oh no. The best video game ever. The best thing that ever happened to me, and I was in my 20s when I
Summer
first saw
Olympics.
This.
No.
No. Actually, no. I was saying no. It was one called, Barry, you know this. Ye are Kung Fu. Ye are Kung Fu was one guy on this side. You had this little fighting stance. This guy would have a chain, and the chain would go down, whip your feet. Whip your head, whip your feet. Body. Whip your feet. No, and Ye are Kung Fu, he had a master with a stick. And the only move he did was this move, eh? He didn't know how to do it. Bam. He would poke you in the eye, bam, and he was just leaning back. Or when Street Fighter came out, Ryo versus Chong Li, and the guy just.
I spent most of my time on Donkey Kong.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh
Donkey
God.
Kong with that asshole ape that kept throwing the barrels down.
What about Millipede? What was that game with the centipede? The space centipede?
There was centipede and millipede.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh no. And the one that just turned me, that made me a junkie.
Pac-Man. No. You remember? All right, there was a game that people still talk about to this day called Dragon's Lair. Remember Dragon's Lair?
Yeah, when it first came out.
Yeah.
The first laser automated game where you had to choose.
You were playing a character that looked like a cartoon. There was no irky movement. He literally moved like a cartoon, and everybody went ape shit and just invested money in that game, and it would just suck back coins. That game was a killer. I used to take so much of my money, guy. So much of my money, guy.
But
look, Dave looks tired. Dave, you tired?
No. I was thinking. I was trying to think of the name, and it came to me. It was Dig Dug.
Yes.
My God.
Wow.
Dig Dug. What?
I remember Dig Dug. Yeah.
I spent a lot of hours with that, and the other Atari game was Pitfall.
Another one where you'd have to swing above the crocodiles. I spent a lot of time on the old Summer Games. I think was the name of Commodore 64. There was a game called Summer Games, and I spent a lot of time on the diving game because you'd just backflip all the way down and then stick the land. It's so stupid. And then you had to do your fingers like this, which was good practice now that we think about it. But you had to do your fingers like this to run the 100-meter dash. And then we learned that if you turned it like this, anyway, that's for another time on another podcast, because this makes this. Anyway, so
that's 100-meter dash.
Yeah. You could finish stuff quickly doing anyway. So
man.
No. And if you're doing that good enough, remember the snorkel.
The snorkel.
Because you're going to need it.
I thought it was the snuffleupagus, actually.
No.
It wasn't the snuffle. You remember Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street?
It just goes right off the
that
hair.
That fictitious character that nobody ever sees, right?
Except for Big Bird.
And you're trying to find the Snuffleupagus? No? You never?
No.
It was a fictitious that nobody ever... Okay. Maybe, all right. Just me then.
That would be the Snuffleupagus, I guess.
Snuffleupagus.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue, but
it's good on the tongue.
Yes,
I'm just saying.
Gotta clean the beard. A
lot of people looked at my beard and would ask me questions about my beard, and I told them this is a great way for you to save flavors.
it might be wrong, but it's true.
It's a perfectly placed bib.
Why do you think Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus have been together for 900 years?
Why do you think he's so
the
jolly
reindeer?
all the time?
Why do you think the reindeer are not nervous when he rides all night long? I had to go there.
That's so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dave.
Start the show.
We haven't got to any of the topics either. This is awesome.
But you know what? And I honestly think this is great because this is actually probably one of the episodes where, like, having Mark as a guest is perfect because we just go on, and this is what it's like when you get comedians together and like there's points.
This is what develops comedians.
There's been shows where
you know what.
You're off stage and you're having conversations and you're kind of like, I don't want to go on stage. I'd much rather sit here and talk.
Yeah,
the green room.
Or you finish on stage and you're just talking shit in the back and you don't want to go home.
But that's what I'm saying, Mark. The green room, man. You're sitting up there and you're just talking shit. Exactly. And you're just talking shit, and you develop some of the funniest jokes. You'll actually go home and you write this stuff down, and you know what I mean. That's how you get your stuff.
Shit. Yeah. Well, first of all, it could possibly bring up topics you've never had a conversation about. So you become aware of stuff. You'd want to go home and do research on it, or spontaneity when people are saying things and you replying to it. This kind of hangout developed comedians. Now, in terms of my development, because we didn't have this digital hangout, right? Mm-hmm. We would be in a room together. I would feed off of body language and I'd pick up on things and I developed my skill set. And that's why when this pandemic came and then we went into this, it was so hard for me to transition. But the hangout is what makes a comedian become a comedian. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's hanging out in this kind of environment with other people of like mind and being able to control the environment and, you know, who's sharing, who's going to be the straight man, who's going to be the punchline guy, when to jump in a conversation, when to hit a tag, when to hit a punchline, when to draw back on stuff that you said earlier on, right? I like Dave, start the show, right? Bringing back stuff, right? This is what develops comedians. So if it's one thing I missed during the pandemic, it was this. Yeah. It's not necessarily, I love the stage and I love being on the stage, but the crew and hanging out with the crew, that I miss that. That's been hard to let go of. Yeah.
You know, some of the best time thereafter.
Yeah.
Some of the best times are after that show, like when you're all just there at the end of the night.
Before and after, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're just riffing with each other. You're bouncing off ideas off one another. And you'll go home thinking you're laughing. Me personally, I've driven home just laughing at some of the stuff that, like, I've heard you say, Mark, Barry, or Dave. We're just back and forth. But then you go and you write it down. And like you said, you develop a couple of jokes. You work things out. And you learn your timing. You learn how to feel. You actually learn how to feel what the crowd is feeling. Because when I first started, I didn't know how to read the crowd. But as I got into it, like maybe 2 or 3 years into it, just constantly being at the comedy clubs or constantly being with the same comedians, you learn to read a crowd. You learn to stand by the door and watch the crowd, see what how they're feeling. You get that vibe. Then when you get on stage, it's your moment. The jokes are rolling. You're having a good time, and you can
people
have that good.
People on the outside hear us say things about being able to read a crowd, and they can't really understand it. So I try to give them an idea of if you're into the comic books like Barry is, right? Spider-Man and his spider sense, right? Something is happening. I need to be a little more aware. That's what a comedian feels when he's on stage. And he starts to realize, oh, this is not going as well as I hoped, or something has happened in the room, or this is going really good. I need to back off a little and not hit the punchline. So, you know what I mean? We pick up on these things, and it's all because of, evolution. And we learn to pick up on little subtle signs of body language and, people turning their eyes because the waitress looks real good in the tight skirt, or, you know what I mean? We pick up on very subtle things that other people don't pick up on. And that's what we call reading the room.
Yeah.
Right? We're reading body language.
You got to be aware.
Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
No, I was going to say. Start the show.
Okay.
But doing it this way, too, a lot of people will watch us and they'll be like, oh, this was really funny, or this was really funny, or I didn't quite understand what you guys were talking about here. And for us, it's just, we're just talking. We're just talking amongst the four of us. And especially for this episode here, this is what we talk about at the shows and everything else, much like all our other episodes. But we're doing this for us, and we're sharing it with everybody.
Yes, this is because we don't have access to people who can help us with our mental deficiencies. So we do it amongst ourselves because we don't have insurance to be able to pay those bills. So we talk shit about ourselves.
Drugs are expensive, so I mean, you've got to be able to do something.
Thank goodness, Canada, you can grow your own drugs now. It's so good.
So I mean, essentially, like one of the things somebody was asking me about our show, and I'm like, we're kind of like The View with attitude. Like, we have topics and everything else, but every once in a while, we just have a conversation amongst ourselves and let everybody see what it's actually like to hang out with comics.
Yeah.
And this is the reason I like this is because when it's comics together, there's 9 out of 10 times there's no structure. Anything can happen at any point in time, and we're gone. That's moon. Let me tell you about the moon.
We're squirrels.
When she's pregnant, and then all of a sudden, boom! Yeah, we're all squirrels.
We're squirrels because the moment somebody says something, you know what I mean? Hey, yesterday color blue. What? And you know what I mean? You're gone.
And that's the thing. And to be honest, I really, we should have thought about it beforehand, and instead of naming this, a touch of gray matter, we should have just called it Off the Rails, because I think if we've had 20 episodes up already, I think 15 of them have just fucked right off the rails,
There's one thing I want to ask Mark about. It's a callback to a show that we did where Barry mentioned the Miss World competition with the Indian woman who won Miss World, and then. Okay, Mark, there was this competition, and it's called Miss World or whatever, and it's held in India, I think, or
the Miss World is held all over the world. It's held in different spots.
Right, this one took place in Sri Lanka.
It's like the World Cup; it moves around.
But this was in Sri Lanka, and one of the prerequisites is you have to be a married woman to win. Okay, the woman who won,
I think I know where you're going.
Separated from her husband.
Well,
so
she wins. You can't be divorced.
No, but she was separated. She wasn't divorced. She was separated, right?
Either or she had the
Exactly. I read about this. I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
But there was the funniest thing, because as soon as they said, "Oh, and the winner is da-da-da," she's like, "Thank you, thank you." She's doing the hand wave. All of a sudden, this one woman stands up and goes, "No! The rules say you have to be a married woman and be living with your husband. This woman is not with her husband. She's raising a child by herself." She went and ripped the crown off the girl's head.
Yes.
Yeah, this other girl get up with her. She's pumping the fist like, "Amanda,
this is why
you've done it." Oh my God.
I like when I read this story, I said to myself, I love this story, right? Because back in our day, right, that will occur, and then there will be a lot of shoo-shooing after the show, right? There'll be a lot of talk. You'll hear stuff come out, right?
Right.
Because of social media, and everyone now has the ability to have a voice, and trolling has become, popular, right? And entitlement has, come to a front level. You get things like this where somebody just won, and then somebody has the ability right there on the spot, because of all of these different factors, this nuanced world that we live in, to be able to say, no, I think it's wrong, and grab, right? Here's where old school would jump in and say, great, you want to do that? There's a thing called consequences to your actions. She should have got one box in that she face.
Right?
Violence.
Want
to grab my crumb? Bam! Why you putting my business on the street? Bam! That's what should have happened, right?
Yes.
But she was a very demure and professional individual, and she didn't do that. And I'm from the gutter.
We gully that way.
Man.
No, man. So hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna put out one. I saw this the other day that made me laugh. Right. So they had the bank JP Morgan.
Yes.
Right. So JP Morgan. Now this story was really hush hush. It's there. You can find it. They had a boat, and the boat got pulled over and searched, and they found, I think they said 20 tons of cocaine on the boat in the Suez Canal.
That was a weekend excursion that they were on. Usually they'd have a lot more, but
Right.
just because it was a weekend excursion.
But hold on. But Mark, this happened in 2019. Yeah, so it was a JP Morgan boat. It had a whole lot of stuff on there in the Suez Canal. Happened in 2019 that they caught this boat with 20 tons of cocaine. Now, if they only stopped one boat with 20 tons of cocaine, how many did they miss?
Wow.
Well, the whole mortgage bubble thing was difficult for everyone. The banks have to diversify their business and get into other avenues to.
Yeah,
this is why they always tell you to diversify your portfolio.
Who's diversifying the portfolio? Was it Al Pacino from Scarface? Hey, do you know what you're gonna do? Do you know what I'm gonna do? Okay, my wife.
I'm going to admit here right now that this is why I want to do a show with Marc Trinidad. I don't know shit specifically on investing, because it's something I never did. I never learned about money, never really wanted money. I don't care about money. I'm sorry that I admit this, especially at this late stage of my life, but money is not a motivating factor for me, right? I recently found out about investing.
Yes.
And I don't have a diversified portfolio. I have invested 100% of my stock is in mushrooms. Because I think, no, seriously. I think the next explosion is not going to be Dogecoin and the cryptocurrency market. Right? I think the next thing is going to be psilocybin. So all these companies that invest and are doing research on psilocybin and helping people with PTSD and depression and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I invest there. I put all my money into mushrooms. I think that's the next.
No, he's got a point. He's got a point that the psychedelics are they're really coming into fruition. A lot of people are investing in the psychedelics. And
there's an ETF. That's the right EFT. Fuck. They have a bunch of stocks together called, I think it's an ETF, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the thing is called PSHY. The how you spell psychedelics? It's that 4 letters.
Yeah.
I invest my money there, and it's gone in the last week. It's gone up 20% in the last week alone.
See, which is funny because
my money there.
I have a guy at work who bought like $50 worth of Bitcoin, and
how long ago?
2 weeks ago, and he's already down $10.
Yeah. You should have put it into Dogecoin.
I'm like, you know what? You should have given me the $10, and it would have saved us both a lot of fucking headache, because now I don't have to listen to you.
The biggest problem about the Bitcoin and all that stuff is like I'm just learning about it now. But a lot of people they talk a lot of shit about Bitcoin, and they say, you know what? I'm going to invest $1,000 in Bitcoin. And I'm going to be a millionaire by tomorrow. No, you won't, because Bitcoin now is like the stock market. It goes up and it comes down. You have to be able to ride that roller coaster. However,
that's what
Mark is talking about.
Yes.
What Mark is talking about is actually a good thing, because I was actually thinking about investing in going in with somebody and opening up one of those weed dispensaries, but also weed dispensaries that do the shrooms, they do the psychedelics.
Yes.
And you can buy them legally and use them legally. And the only reason that I'm really looking into this is because I know a couple of guys, close friends of mine, who have. Look at that face, man. Really talking. You gonna lie and say
no,
it's but it's a big market to get into. And if you have enough money to get into it, you can invest a decent amount of money and come up with a much more decent amount of money.
Well, I don't scare people in saying that you have to invest a decent amount of money, right? I follow the philosophy of Warren Buffett, right? Do ample research, right?
Yes.
But don't buy for now, buy for long term. So whatever you buy now, check it in 20 years, right?
Got it. So
don't look at it, because you'll have guys who do
it's
the
the
daily
thing.
trading. No, buy now, forget it for 20 years, then come back to it.
My plan is very simple. Wherever Tom's will open up his store, I'm going to open up a store right beside it, a record store. And I'm going to sell like David Bowie records, the Beatles records, like the Submarine album, Jimi Hendrix.
I thought you were going to open up a store next to him and sell beef patties, because all of them people that
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Hungry.
Well, they
all you need
what music is good to use his product and listen to it. You need to check out Ziggy Stardust.
Yes.
Listen to me. The best thing, Mark, you're smart, because listen, if I was like you, I'd go into business with Mark, and me and Dave, we're gonna open up a patty store that sells donuts on the side. And Barry, you're gonna sell coffee with the records. You wanna know why? Because when you get high, you get the munchies, but when you crash, you need coffee. And you can listen to some good records on the way back to work, because you ain't sleeping.
Wait. Dave has something to say. Go ahead, Dave.
Who the fuck would open up a patty and donut shop?
Somebody who is next door to a weed shop.
You know how many cops would be there to protect you, Dave, if anybody tried to rob you? But of course, the people who try to rob you are high. I said, oh, what the fuck they're doing?
Police and Jamaicans. It is the perfect match.
Oh, yeah, those have gone together so well in the past.
No, because listen.
Talking patois.
I'd be the next mayor of Toronto, because number one, I opened up that store to keep cops around the people who are getting high, and they're getting the criminals who are trying to rip off the record store because they're mad at the coffee not being, done by a barista.
Fuck it, I'll put a little stage.
I've got all that shit going on.
You're on crack.
No, that's the store opening up down the alley. I'm not opening that up. No. The crack store is down the alley.
That is down the alley, and the name of it is the Powder Dome.
That's right.
See, all we need is a stage, a mic, and then we can do live comedy there. And we set.
Oh, no, you wouldn't need a stage or a mic. You can do live comedy on crack all over the city. Trust me, you'd have more than enough energy. Hey, want to hear a joke?
Thomas, every time you get closer to the screen, you're also getting closer to the microphone, all right? When you get closer to the mic, oh, Jesus Christ.
Am I too close?
This is what happens when grandparents use technology. I'm on Zoom now.
Christian, how you turn this thing on, Christian?
Open. Camera open.
Let's be honest, though. The first couple of episodes, were brilliant, because every so often Thomas would be sitting there, and it would be like literally, yeah. So, anyways, hold on for a second. I just want to see if my light works over here now, and then maybe. And he's moving the fucking light. It's like, dude, figure this shit out beforehand.
Ghetto Productions. Hey, this is Thomas Streets for the Ghetto Productions. Oh, shit. Wow. Now I'm just shiny.
Put Zoom. Hey, we can talk all the shit that we want about this being Hood Zoom. That is the first brick wall that I've ever seen that waves. Every time he leaned back, that brick wall does wave at me.
Oh shit!
It's the mushrooms. It doesn't actually.
Like Pink Floyd.
But wait, guys, you gotta admit, I got enough pot lights now. Pot lights. Hmm?
And that's the name of his weed company that he's opening. Pot Lights.
Pot lights.
Lights.
Exactly.
They have a whole bunch of Italians stumbling in for no apparent reason. Hey, it's not what I expected. Hey,
They're all wearing their tracksuits, going, "The fuck."
No,
I wanted
skinny jeans
recessed.
now.
Recessed.
It's skinny jeans now.
Where the fuck did that come from?
No, you're saying they're wearing tracksuits. It's all changed to skinny jeans now.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Jesus Christ, man.
I wouldn't know about skinny jeans.
I can't. I know. I tried one pair of skinny jeans and nearly killed myself. Okay, I got my ankle in. Okay, I had to get the jaws of life to get me the fuck out of the pants. Okay,
I'm too old to do that kind of nonsense,
Fucking
man. I gave up on that kind of shit years ago. I don't stay with trends. I wait for my trend to come back into style. I don't get it.
it's called Freedom 55. It's called Freedom 55.
If
Fuck that.
I'm not wearing a geeky jersey, I'm a black t-shirt and jeans.
Right?
That's it.
No.
I spend all my money at Costco buying black t-shirts. Black t-shirts and jeans. Not at weddings, I dress up, but it's geeky jerseys, black t-shirts, and a black suit.
See, Mark, let me tell you something. I heard it from the best person.
Anyway.
I heard it from the best person, right? From Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know, from the actor that played Uncle Phil. He said it best. So there was the episode where Hillary was throwing a Halloween party, and she's like, "Daddy, you're not dressed up." He goes, "Yes, I am." He's like, "Who are you dressed as?" "Comfortable man." Comfortable man paid for all this. Comfortable man can wear whatever he wants to wear. Unless you want Comfortable man to take away the checkbook and stop the party. "Oh, Daddy, you look great." He was just in a tracksuit.
Okay.
And ever since then, I'm like, Comfortable man. That's who I need to be.
Okay, so I got into a car accident as a kid, riding my bicycle, 12 years old, coming down a hill, turned up a blind corner, up a hill, right? Hit a taxi, rolled over the front, onto the hood, onto the back, cost my parents, I think, $2,400 to repair the guy's car, okay? But I think I got brain damage as a result of that. This is back when I was 12, right? This is why I think my memory sucks ass. You, on the other hand, you probably got hit by a car, but you got super memory, right? You got the total opposite. How the fuck you remember the exact lines from a show that came out in the late 80s? How you do that shit, right? You knew the lines that Dr. Phil or whatever the fuck his name is had and his daughter. How you do that shit? I couldn't even remember the daughter. They had a daughter, right? They had two daughters.
Yeah,
See, I remember they had two daughters. How you remember all that shit?
It just sticks with me, man. Clean living.
Yeah,
that's my problem. I never lived clean.
That clean living but dirty mind.
No. You don't have no dirty mind. No. If you think you have a dirty mind, you need to hang out with me. I'll train you, son.
Deal.
Yeah, I'll train you. I can tell you shit, guy. Yeah.
Deal.
Dave,
You're a Jedi? You're a Jedi?
Listen, I am the Obi-Wan Kenobi of dirt. You understand? Dave knows about the kind of shit that I've seen in my lifetime. Dave, you remember when they used to have a fetish night I think it was Monday night? You know about this one, Barry?
Yeah, of course. No, not the story, but I know.
Have you gone to it?
Not here in Toronto.
Okay.
No, Montreal.
I've gone to the fetish night, right? And I learned about things that I never knew about. I never knew that if you wore a yellow towel, you were actually telling somebody to show up next to you so that you could piss in their mouth. I never knew that. If you walk around with a yellow towel, I thought yellow towels were just, I'm sweating. No. It's a message. It's a sign.
It's all gang related.
Dude, these piss drinkers, they show up from anywhere, guy. And they're thirsty. How you so thirsty all the time, right? You know what I mean?
It's called diabetes. What the fuck?
State of mind.
Dude, it's called diabetes, man.
That's
what the
acidic.
fuck?
There's no sugar in piss. right?
Jesus
That's
Christ.
acidic. Where do these people come from?
Fucking
water no more. They want us more flavor.
I have never seen so many Russian. Anyway.
Oh, but we digress enough about Trump. Sorry, what?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is all for the comedy.
I'm just going to say this right now. I would love to see an hour-long show like this with Mark and Kenny just going at it.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
See, if you put Kenny, okay, let me tell you a story about me and Kenny. Kenny and I were doing a show at the Yuck Yucks in Ajax, and because I've known Kenny for so long, at the time I probably knew Kenny about 10 years at the time, right? Now it's more like 26 or something like that. Anyway, so Kenny was practicing his political material because Just for Laughs was coming up. And I had to middle. So I think John Paul was the opener. He was the MC. I was the middle, and then Kenny was the headliner, right? Kenny wanted to do his political stuff. I went on stage and I told Kenny, there's no way you're doing political after me. And I did every dirty joke that I had, and I sank them. I was hitting them I was doing layups. I was doing finger rolls. I was hitting dunks. I was three-pointing. I was hitting dirty from everywhere. I was like, there's no way you're doing political after me. And then Kenny had to go into his retirement story. Have you ever heard Kenny's retirement plan? Okay. Kenny wanted to open up a booth in a mall, but a seedy strip mall, not the nice malls, right? He wanted to be a seedy strip mall, and he wanted to have this coffin, right? Where he'd cut a hole in it, he'd lie in it, and then women would sit on that, and they would pay to have him service them, right? And then, and he's like, once a month, a guy would have to come and remove the string that gets caught in his mouth, right? And then everybody the audience would groan, and then he's like, what are you groaning for? I'm the victim, right? He's like, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you about my Toonie Tuesdays for seniors.
Oh, no. Oh.
I was like, there is no way.
Wow.
There's no way, Kenny, you're not going to do no political material after me. Toonie Tuesdays. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's just wrong.
So the moral of the story is, if you think you have a dirty mind, you fucking don't.
No, it's just like we were saying earlier, where no matter how much hard times that you're going through, there's somebody that has it worse. No matter how dirty you think your mind is, there's Kenny.
Wait. Did Kenny ever tell you the joke? Did you ever hear the joke about Kenny with the straw at the end of the night or the next morning? I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm not saying it.
I'm wondering if you want to bring it up on your show.
No. Nope.
No, because we don't want to get kicked off of YouTube.
Dave.
This one's already demonetized.
Dave, start the show. We're leaving.
Dave, start the show.
All of a sudden, YouTube has like Facebook style fucking community standards.
Oh, this one got wild, yo. This one got wild. Yo, I gotta go finish. You know what we're watching on Netflix now? Altered Carbon. You saw Altered Carbon?
It's a damn good show.
Yeah, it's nice. We're finishing the second season now, me and the wife.
Nice.
Yeah. We sit down and we watch Altered Carbon, son.
Altered Carbon.
No, you got to watch Gangs of London. It's a show. It comes on after
I didn't see that one.
It comes on after The Walking Dead on Sundays. Gangs of London. I thought it was only 4 episodes, but it's gonna be like 6 episodes.
Oh, you talking about cable? Yeah, we don't do cable.
No, the box. It's
we
on
do
the box.
We do Netflix.
Right.
We do Prime Video.
Right.
And we do allegedly illegal downloads.
Gangs of London.
Gangs of London. All right.
Gangs of London.
I'm putting that on the list.
honestly, put it.
Somebody told me about Peaky Blinders and Gangs of London.
Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders, man.
I haven't seen. I heard good things about it, but I haven't.
Yeah, I heard
there's a new show. There's a new show on. It's I don't remember the name. But it's about two women who have like it's like in the steampunk era, like in the 1800s.
Oh,
it's pretty good,
Joss Whedon does it. It's
oh gosh.
Oh, it just the not the umbrella. I'll Google it.
Yeah, but
I want us to make sure that we mark this time on this recording because we've stumped Barry.
Yeah,
it's his new show. It's a
What's it on Netflix or Amazon?
Something Chronicles or
something like that. It's like the X-Men, but the women have the powers. Men don't have the powers.
Oh yeah, I just downloaded
the Nevers.
Yeah, I just downloaded. I mean, I just heard about that.
Amazing.
Let's be clear. I said
or,
the Nevers.
No, but you know what? Another show that I got into. This show really amazes me, and they did it really well. It's Alfred Pennyworth's life before he became Bruce
Pennyworth.
Wayne's butler.
Yes,
that show kicks ass.
It's had some dark times.
It's getting dark. It's getting dark, but that show is amazing. Yes, Dave. Uh-oh.
I'm just confused how you know that Nevers is amazing when you literally were on video going, "What's the new Josh Whedon show?"
I didn't know who Josh Whedon is, but okay.
He's the guy that fucked up Justice League the first time around.
Yeah, he's the guy who screwed up.
That's the asshole.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That Zack Snyder cut is the shit.
Fucking amazing.
Shit.
Beyond
Why didn't they come out with that one in the beginning?
Okay, let's get into the politics really quick. Number one. No. Don't care. Number one.
Did I just open Pandora's box?
Yes, you did.
No,
Zack Snyder.
Zack
Snyder. No one can open up Thomas. Stop it.
If I fucking want to, you're not going to argue.
Oh, I'll argue, goddammit. I'll take a shit for a week.
You'll still fucking lose.
Thomas, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Of the Marvel series, not the Marvel movies.
Yes.
Right? So on Netflix and all these other channels that it's on. Yeah. Which is your favorite Marvel series?
I would have to say the Falcon and the Winter Snow. Winter Soldier, yeah.
Barry, your favorite Marvel series?
Daredevil, followed by The Punisher.
Or you're talking about what's on now, or you're talking about the entire series that have been on.
The television, not movies. Series. Daredevil by far, followed by the Punisher. Those two really stood out for me. Series on to watch. The Falcon and Winter Soldier has a lot of it, but you have to know the history of the book to understand how many people are in that series. Mm-hmm. Because if you're just for people watching the movie,
because of all of the what would they call them? The little eggs.
Yes, the Easter eggs.
Easter eggs.
Yeah. I don't know why they call it Easter eggs, but I get what you're saying.
Right. So if you know the book, then you're going to understand all the characters are bringing in. But if you only watch it from the movies, you're only going to recognize the two main characters and this guy's a new Captain America and not understand the context they have in the future. But yeah.
Dave, which is your favorite series?
Definitely Daredevil and Punisher, and I just finished watching Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I loved that. The fact that Sam came out in the exact outfit from the comic books.
Well,
was just.
I'm actually gonna reverse your order. I like Punisher as number one.
Right.
Punisher for me is number one. That not necessarily the second season, but the first season for sure.
Yes.
Oh my God. Storyline, acting. I mean, dark. I prefer my comic books a little dark and stuff like that.
Same
so
here.
The Batman series, right? Not when it was camp back in the days with Schwarzenegger and all, Michael Keaton and these. No. When it got dark with Bane and stuff like that, that's how I like to see my super be a little more serious. Not like Thor and what was the last one Thor did?
Ragnarok, He's more upset about the hammer being broken than his dad dying. I know.
Who camp, right?
Yeah.
So Punisher was like the shit for me. I enjoyed everything else. Daredevil was good. Iron Fist was a total disappointment. Garbage. Luke Cage? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Luke Cage?
Come on, guys. It was good.
That was well done how they showed it. But you see, you know why I like
the music, the history, yeah. The second one with the bad accents of the Jamaican guy. Like,
the Jamaicans. Yeah. I call them the Jamaicans.
Yeah, but you took me out with that one, man.
But it's still better than what was it? The Steven Seagal movie there, Marked for Death.
You're a dead man walking.
Yeah. And I be everywhere. And I see everything. Yeah, can I tell your twins?
Sorry, really? Dave, start the show.
Actually, I'm going to be ending the show soon because we are at the 2-hour mark.
Holy crap!
So,
that's going to be our call back every time we see Dave. Dave, start the show.
And I have to start the shows because I'm the only one that can actually MC out of our regular group. Nobody else likes white. MC. Yeah,
because you white.
And I'm big and I'm apparently scary looking at times.
No, that had nothing to do with that. It's all about white.
Well, that's why I have
you being able to. I'm aware of people's time and things need to get done and things need to be organized. Black people, we don't think like that. I say we because I am not considered. I know people look at me and they think that I'm like you, but I'm not like you. I'm like them. So just wanted to let you all know.
Trust me, I know. I understand. I mean, like, I'm used to. We have to tell Thomas the show starts at 7 just so he's here.
By
roughly around 7:45, or 8:15.
Go to hell, my kids. We're screwing the internet, okay? We're screwing the internet. I hate him. So anyways, Joss Whedon messed up the Snyder Cut, right?
Dude. That Snyder Cut was so good, dude.
It was.
Made me weak. It was so good.
No, the part that really got me.
That Wonder Woman 84 was a travesty.
It was garbage.
Horrible.
Garbage.
What the hell was that?
It was trying to fit too many characters.
If I wanted to see
movie.
something like that, I'd watch Flashdance because there's a better storyline. You know what I mean? Horrible.
No.
There's been a better storyline in most porn.
Well, I like the music in porn.
Okay, so I'm trying to say. No, the thing that got me with the Snyder Cut was when they gave Flash. They gave him a point where he had to prove himself. And
you mean the race at the end?
Where he really pulls it out.
No, that's the original one. He's talking in the Snyder Cut. He gave more of a character development. The Snyder Cut. They gave him character development because they made Flash savior of the day because he had to pull it all together and turn back time so that they could go back to the point where Steppenwolf nearly killed.
Yes.
Right?
And all of that was on the cutting room floor, as well as what's the kid, the cyber kid? What's his name again? Cyborg. Yeah. They killed his entire storyline. And it's
killed all the storylines.
Why would you do that? You know what I mean? Except for the white people. They didn't kill any white people's storyline, right? They killed the black people's storyline.
No, Joss
racist.
Joss Whedon totally screwed everything out, but the Snyder Cut, people were like looking for it and they wanted it out, but the studio wanted to kill it because the studio head was pissed off that it wasn't exactly what she agreed upon, right? Because Zack Snyder,
something better.
No, Zack Snyder put together 4 movies and he said, listen, we're going to do 4 movies in one, then we're going to cut it up. And we're going to put it out there as
like Lord of the Rings, where you'd bring it out one per year. Yeah,
but the studio said no. We got to do a catch up, and we want something like the Avengers. So Snyder's daughter passes away, unfortunate. Anyways, and they said, hey, you know what? Let's get Joss Whedon. Yeah, go get the guy who made the competition movie to direct your movie. Well, what's he going to do? He totally screwed it up. He ripped it apart. He ripped it apart and messed it up from start to finish.
And the original one, in my estimation, was maybe a B. If I'm being generous, it got a B
even,
grade.
For
but
me,
the Snyder Cut was definitely a minimum A minus.
You know what I mean?
It was good.
It's so bad now that the head of the studio, Warner Brothers, everybody's calling and going, "You want a job? Yeah, you want a job? Dude, let's start to do the other movies."
DC has so many comic books with so much potential. They have so many storylines with so much potential.
Yep.
They can't get their head out of their ass and do them properly.
No, right? Well, listen.
Only thing,
Nolan.
It's Warner Brothers.
But with DC and Warner Brothers, they look at the Trinity. And it's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. That's all they care about.
Animaniacs.
Well,
come on, man. You cannot diss Animaniacs.
What? Come on, Pinky in the Brain.
Animaniacs.
Pinky in the Brain too. Going as far as the movies go. If they ever do a live action Animaniacs, trust me, I am right there.
Dude, sign me up.
Speaking of live action, you heard what they're doing live action of now? As a movie coming out?
Fraggle Rock?
No, I wish.
The Muppets?
No. The Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, shut the hell up.
Oh, I did hear about this.
Oh, I gotta see that.
It's already being filmed. So the girl that plays Chloe from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is playing one of the girls of the Powerpuff. So they're all grown up now.
Why?
I could see that.
Why?
Yeah.
So no, she's a good cast for that.
Yeah. She's a good cast, but why?
Yeah, and then you have I can't remember his name right now.
Stop hating, all right?
The guy from Scrubs, not the main guy from Scrubs, the black guy from Scrubs, that TV show Scrubs.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's playing the doctor. He's playing the professor.
Oh, nice.
I'd invest or download in that.
That's the whole storyline is the girls are all grown up and they're all upset because they never had a childhood because they were fighting villains all the time. So now that they're all, young adults, they don't want to be heroes anymore.
Sounds like the Jackson 5.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, fighting villains all the time. Hey, Joe. No,
villains, Dad. What's the difference?
One controls the allowance, the other one doesn't.
Jiminy Cricket.
Either way, they're getting beat. So
beat it.
No one wants to be defeated. Oh yeah, that's where he got the lines from.
Oh, yeah. You see, Mark, I talk about all this on my episode dropping tomorrow on the Iconist podcast about the Justice League Snyder Cut.
Barry, what's all this about? Why
make sure I subscribe to that. I want to see that.
Yes.
Oh, here's a question. To the viewers, I'm going to get a little technical and a little deep here, right? Are you putting this up as an audio podcast as well? Are you doing that? Are you putting this onto iTunes and stuff?
We have not as of yet.
Okay, good. When you learn how to do it, teach me.
Will do.
Because that's my next step. I want my fans, both of them, to see to see how I transition. So in the beginning, I didn't have no back LED light. You know what I mean? My lighting has changed. I get good headphones, right? I want everybody to grow with me and see the progression. So even though I'm doing my stuff only on YouTube right now, just like you guys, and I have in overlays and all that shit, the next step is getting it into audio format so that people could, who are driving to work or whatever it is and training could be listening.
Send me a message.
Yeah, I want to learn how to do that next.
Yeah. Send me a message. I know how to do that.
Cool.
And then my kid is going to teach me about Patreon because she does artwork and she does commission artwork, and she has Patreon people that send her a little bit of money and it helps her buy art and whatever the hell thing.
I know about that. Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, you got to learn how to do that too. Yeah.
I was going to do an OnlyFans, but then I realized what it was, and I was like, no.
Me too. Okay. When I heard OnlyFans, I didn't know about the feet and the right. I didn't know about that stuff. I thought OnlyFans was like a YouTube thing where you did stuff for only your fans.
But Mark, you knew about
that's
the yellow
what I
towel.
thought it was.
But you knew about the yellow towel.
I knew about the yellow towel. I didn't know OnlyFans is a new thing, guy. It wasn't wrong with yellow towel days. All right. Yellow towel is understandable. And now I guess
looking away. Jesus
dude,
Christ.
And the more you know.
I keep threatening my wife. I'm like, we're going to get you a pedicure and I'm going to take some pictures, right? Because we could make some money with this. I have a good camera.
Let me tell you something.
I can put my phone in portrait. Yeah.
Whatever you think of, Mark, there's someone out there that's going to put a fetish to it, no matter what.
There's fetishes for everything, yo.
Everything, man. You could shave your cat and put the hair on top of your head, and that would be a fetish.
I have 2 cats and a snake.
Right? You can wrap the snake around your neck. Take a picture. That's a fetish. You see? There's a lot of opportunities that you're missing here, man.
And then invest the money in mushroom stock.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Full circle. And keep a little bit do podcast.
All right. I'm going to start the show now. All right, Mark, tell everybody where to find you, please.
You can find me on YouTube if you just put in MARC Trinidad. Marc Trinidad, you'll find me. Instagram and all that shit. I am Marc Trinidad. That's IAM Marc Trinidad. You'll find me. It ain't hard. Fuck off. You know how to Google. Stop it. Act like you don't know how to do this shit.
If you found us here, you're pretty fucking good at this. So, Barry, what's your show coming up?
Show's coming out actually tomorrow. So by the time this is up, it'll be out. It'll be called the Iconis Podcast. So that's ICONIS podcast, all about comic books, geek related, all that stuff. So we do a deep dive. So you can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and every other social media. We're there. Facebook. Join
TikTok. You do little dance things on TikTok.
It's coming. Mm-hmm. The easiest way to find me, Barry3D, like the name back here, .com, and find my links all there.
Thomas?
I am getting everything set up. Pretty soon I'm going to have all my hobbies. Coming out. I'm setting up a site called Tommy's Toys. All my RC stuff, all the stuff I like to collect. My Batman collection, that sort of thing. I'm also working on a show where I'm going to be getting horror stories from comics.
Oh, yeah. Call me for that one.
Their worst shows, their best shows, their craziest trips, and the things that go on in between.
Yeah, call me for that one. I might have 1 or 2 things to talk about.
It'll all be at TommyT.com.
Excellent. For Barry 3D Carter, Thomas Patrice, and our very special guest, Mr. Marc Trinidad, I'm your host, Dave Sokolowski. Remember, there's a lot of good people out in the world, and if you can't find one, be one.
Woo! Shivas!